Hey guys, Mithyc here, and today we are actually pressing the record button. You'd understand that if you were here 20 seconds ago. But today, he introduced himself already, I guess, with the yes. So I'm being joined by Minoth again, mainly because he was in this battle.
Yes.
I'm gonna start
That's the only word I can say, by the way.
Yes. I think Minoth's channel is really bad.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know why that's funny, but apparently.
I don't either. It's pretty dumb.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so today we're doing the historical Battle of Sulcoit. And before I read the history off my conveniently placed script, I want to thank you guys all for all the support I've been getting recently. In like the last 4 days, I've been getting so many comments on just one of my older videos. It's incredible. I've jumped up in subscribers. I'm at 49. You know, it doesn't sound like much, but still, it's 49 in 7 months, and that's the best I've ever done in a channel. So, I'm hoping to get 50 soon and go sub to Minoth, if he would ever upload.
Just yes.
Yes. Alright, so I'm assuming if you clicked on the historical battle, you probably want to see history. So, you want to see history unfold, and history be unfolded. So, before we talk about the battle, what we have to talk about is, just the preface and what led up to the battle. The war in Ireland was between Brian Boru and his brother, Matthew of Munster, who is the illegitimate king of Munster. They were actually trying to hold Munster by opposing the Vikings. So in the summer of, pretty much, the Vikings had conquered a lot of area, but Matthew, being the illegitimate king, and his brother, Brian, who was the commander of this battle, he was the commander of the Irish force. Matthew, was king. I didn't see anything that he was in the battle, but he might have been, because I know they raised the force together, because it said that. It said that on the historical website, not Wikipedia, because apparently Wikipedia is a source that isn't credible, but that's what teachers say, and I see teachers using Wikipedia all the time. I mean, is that just me? Because I've noticed that. But continuing with the history, in the summer of 968, Ivar of Limerick, who was the Viking commander, gathered a large army to try to Norwegians, Vikings, every single historical thing called Vikings, so deal with it. Deal with it or die is my only thing. I mean, that's kind of what we told the Norse to do. He tried to go around and pillage Matthew lands, so the brothers gathered a pretty big host for their standards, I guess, and went to meet Ivar in the forested fields of Sulcoit, which is hopefully what I have replicated here. There was a town nearby called Limerick, I think. Was Limerick? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Limerick, and their Vikings were originally in the town, but Brian sent out a small raiding force, which is the force Minoth will command. It's got 3 units. It will be commanding... It will be, 1 second. Okay. Sorry, that wasn't actually a cut. I don't know what I was doing. I'm horribly bad at, commentating and moving around. Maybe next time you can read off the history. Because I feel like I have to keep moving around, but I have to, because I don't want to just be sitting in one place while I do it, because that's not fun. And yes, guys, I know you're still here. I am not turning off the recording. I'm discussing stuff.
That is bonsai.
That is bonsai. But, so the brothers went to meet them, and Brian sent out the small raiding party to draw the Vikings out. The Vikings took the bait and left their fortress to pursue the raiding army, to where the raiding force led the Vikings into the ambush site that Brian had set up. which left the town. Well, by midday in the fighting, the Vikings had broken and retreated. So, because the Vikings had broken, the Irish were able to go into the city without much resistance. So, okay, guys, I know my history isn't that good. I just kind of mumble and talk and blunder through, even though I have a script. Imagine what I'd be like without a script. Do we even want to imagine?
Yes.
Probably not. Well, I don't want to imagine myself without a script. I'd be going...
Hey, alright, let's get into battle. Perfect explanation.
Perfect.
10 out of 10, IGN would explain again.
Would explain again, good. Alright, so I'm starting the battle. Alright, so, should we discuss our strategy? Oh, we're going to discuss our strategy, because this isn't the real battle. But we decided to use an ambush tactic. One of Brian's, favorite strategies was to, Brian used a lot of light cavalry. And he usually liked to attack by having a front line charge in, followed by darts and javelins before they hit the enemy lines. So what I did was I tried to make it so that the Norwegian player didn't see what my army was, because the Irish had big two-handed axes, and unfortunately they didn't have
And the Ulster Swordsman.
Yeah, well, they didn't have swords, they had axes, but the only reason I added... they had some swords, but the only reason I'd put axes in is because that's what they had the majority of, and I had to use the Gaelic-like. But the Ulster swordsmen are just kind of here, even though it's not 100% historically correct. I just didn't want a bunch of people running around in gray when... I'm sure you guys understand why I had to add a few Ulster swordsmen. These axe dudes are OP. So... the strategy was I was going to keep them in the hills, and Mithyc was going to bring his Ulster swordsman here to bolster my line. If they couldn't see what I had in the trees, I think my goal was to rush in on the sides. So let's go check out the Norwegian. Well, actually, Mithyc, so you want to describe your part of the battle real quick?
I am there with a unit of swordsmen and 2 units of missile cavalry, and I can't really do too much because if I do, I will die.
That is exactly what happened.
That is pretty much what happened. I sent the swordsman back to assist your right flank because it was weaker than the other ones, and I sent up the horse boys to skirmish after a little while because we were discussing what to do with our cavalry.
Yeah, we decided that we're going to try to headhunt his general down and end that. So he sent the swordsman back. They're walking. And over here we have the cavalry.
I was going to say something, but then I realized no spoilers. So I was just like, yeah, I'm just going to shut up.
We can't spoil. But our plan was to headhunt the Norwegian general. Now, the Norwegians had a very big force filled with male-clad units. The only issue is every time I play-tested it with full Huskarls, maybe it was just the AI, but the Irish would get destroyed.
You go first.
I played this, for each time. Even when I played as the Norwegians, I would win, probably because it was me. But every time I played as any Irish force, the Irish got completely crushed by the Huskarls, and I don't even know why. I thought Huskarls...
It's because Huskarls...
I'm done talking.
Axes and shields, so they're really good.
Yeah.
And because you upgraded their armor.
I added a little upgrades.
Did you upgrade their weapon?
I don't think I upgraded their weapon.
If you did, that would be death.
I added a few upgrades to the Viking Raiders just in armor. But yeah, that's why we don't have actual fully male-clad soldiers. Which is, fortunately what it is. So,
yeah. You upgraded some of the Viking Raiders' armor. They have, the gambeson.
Yeah, the gambeson. Gambeson's pretty cool. I like gambesons.
Stuff. Horse boys have no armor.
Yeah. And so he was marching, he was staying in a column, oh, by the way, guys, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you, this is Gold Rider commanding the, Norwegians. Sorry,
yes.
I'm bad at stuff like this. I hope you all enjoy my very bad historical series explaining historical things in very bad ways. How did I get 49 subscribers?
Yes.
I guess people really loved my 3-minute tutorial. I have like 475 views on it. People are still asking me. So here we are, we're going after his general. This is Ian's general, but there were horse boys and, well, horse boys. So we're just kind of
in the world. So we're just like full on charge. Let's go.
And then it was a pretty good strategy we had there. I think it was throw javelins, retreat, covet. And we actually killed a few of his husk girls.
Couple.
And so our entire winning strategy was hoping that he forgot about the Gallo Blake. He was like, "That's a few amount of units," and I was like, "Yeah, that's all we have. There's nothing in the forest. There's nothing right here hiding with big armor-piercing axes." Alright, so what's your frame at right now? Mine is at 3450.
34, 30, 40, 50,
80,
60.
90. Okay, so we're not that
Yeah,
far.
we're like 10 away, so we're good.
Yeah. Yeah, but we accidentally even got into a slight melee fight. Well, my cav got into a melee fight, but we were able to pull out and still keep on harassing. We got into a decent...
I like how the horse boys kill people with their little knives.
I know. Rather than using those spears they have, which are the javelins.
They do the unshank.
So when his general started going after his horse boys, we're trying to like draw him out, and I was gonna try to do a hammer and anvil, but I seriously overestimated the horse boys when it comes to melee. Because
I mean,
I like how when we start talking over each other, we just stop, and then there's
we just completely stop.
There's no commentary really. But that was our plan. I was gonna try to like hit his horse boys from the side when he kept just skirmishing them to death. I mean, his general. And his general is starting to go down. He's at 37, and he's losing a lot of men. These javelins are pretty good. When they're
Melee, not so much.
No, when it comes to melee. Does his general no?
I think the reason we stop talking when we start talking over each other is because neither of us want to be a Sean.
That's mean.
But it's kind of true.
It's kind of true.
His microphone is so loud, and he just talks over people whenever he feels like it.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably not his fault completely.
I mean, his microphone is really, really, really loud.
He has one of those headset microphones that go in front of your mouth.
Oh.
Which, I mean, my microphone is literally on the floor again, and I'm getting what I would call very good mic quality.
Yeah, mine is on my desk.
And so these guys are getting shot to death by his Norse archers, but we're still going, you know. His general's down to 25, and we're just going to keep harassing his general, because his Gold Rider knows that he's made a mistake when his general's out by himself facing a bunch of horse boys.
I mean, I weakened him a little bit.
Yeah.
Are you going to get a full-on charge?
Yep, we got full-on charge. That was a dumb idea. I just stayed. If I could have changed this, I would have kept my cavalry moving. But I think engaging him in combat was.
And then I come in the back. Yeah, probably.
I think
they're just so bad at melee. One of us should have pinned them down, and the other should have just thrown javelins into their backs.
You should have thrown javelins. I could have pinned, but then I realized what a bad idea this is when I see his Huskers coming. And I'm still getting a unit of horse boys. I think the other one broke, but is going to come back later.
And that's the last time we'll ever see that unit of horse boys. They are gone forever.
Yep. Well, it's just like one guy, isn't it? And then your general. We did get his general down to like 10, and then your general dies.
There you go. Perfect.
Yep. So now he only has one unit, and I have one unit of horse boys that are just destroying this unit of mounted Husk girls.
So yeah, I don't have any cavalry left. I have a single unit of infantry.
It must have been a really fun battle for you.
It was very fun.
I mean, compared to the other one, this would be a pretty balanced battle, I think. I mean, if I was playing as the Norwegian player, I would probably expect a flank. However, the axes are pretty OP. Two-handed
At least
units. Two-handed units in default probably would have lost.
my guess.
But because they're in, Britannic and they fixed the two-handed glitch, you pretty much have very effective deadly units.
Or they're not that defensive, we'll just say that much.
No, their defense...
They're more
Yeah.
full-on murder everything mode.
Well, the Gallic have a defense of 11 and an attack of 15. Which is incredibly stupid. Stupid.
Yeah, my problem with axes compared to swords is that they're much slower.
Yeah. Well, when they get a back charge, it doesn't matter.
Blows off.
So, now I have 8 horse boys running across the fields, attempting to get back to the line, and he's going to continue. One of the only real rules we had was because if they sat back with their archers, it would have been a complete slaughter fest for us. And in a way, I guess you could say, well, you just didn't want them to do the archers because you would lose. Well, I can't really deny it, but I wanted it to be fair, If you just...
or you... This is dumb.
It is.
Or you could...
Are you gonna talk?
No.
It's just a little dumb that he could sit back and completely slaughter our entire force, mainly because we had very bad defense. Please continue with your sentence.
I lost my train of thought.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Yeah, but he agreed. I was like, you can probably shoot 3 volleys before our entire units are too weakened. And these Norse archers can put up a pretty good melee fight if they have to.
Norse archers are just, lesser longbowmen almost. That's what I would consider them.
Yeah, but at the same time, they have pretty good melee compared to the longbows who don't have as good of a melee. So, now he is determined to sit back until his troops get, too fresh. So, yeah. Hey guys, welcome back. So, he has started moving, and, here we go. I'm gonna set this back to 1x speed. And, yeah. So he's advancing, and we are pretty much bored out of our minds waiting over here. I still have 1 unit of horse boys, I think. Yeah, I do. These 8 horse boys here they're going to actually become very useful later on in the battle. As I would say, yeah. They're very useful later on. I just realized that's a horrible... the actual troop models in this game are really horrible. If you really stop and look at them, they're the worst looking things you've ever seen. Just look at those horse boys.
It uses the same engine as Rome 1, though.
I know, and Rome 1 looked really good. But just look at the horse...
No, not really.
Well, the troops looked good, is what I was talking about. Look at these guys. Just look at the horse boys. Look at how ugly they are. That is the worst looking unit I've ever seen.
That man's face, though.
I know.
He's just like...
some of the people with actual armor look a little better.
Yeah, I like the way the Huskarls look.
troops look better when you're not actually looking at them, you're just commanding them. And so he's starting to go on our left flank, which starts to worry me because I'm scared he's going to find out my 2 units of Galloglyke, and those Galloglyke are going to be important to the battle. So we start shifting our battle line a little bit just to try to compensate, because he's trying to get the high ground. He's still got a blob of troops.
If only we had a catapult.
We could have won without even, using any troops. If only we had a catapult.
Like, if you hit right there, you'd probably kill a good, almost 200 troops.
Oh, definitely.
See where the Huskarls and the Viking Raiders are merged in the middle?
I'm looking. Wait, what are they? Well, oh yeah, I kind of see.
Yeah, they're right in the middle and they're merged.
That's kind of cool.
That'd be so many kills.
Yeah. It's just be kill fest.
Oh yeah, and then we put our troops into loose.
Yeah, because we're scared he's going to skirmish them down. And, your side is very interesting. I haven't really ever seen such masterful unit work in years of playing this game.
I know.
Just this line.
One unit of infantry, the most slay you've ever seen.
It's like how this one guy just, you know that just kind of waiting thing where they just lean forward and then look at the person to the right of them. You ever seen that? And then he looks really evil. He's laughing. But then I think we realize that he's not going to skirmish us, so we go back into full formation as he advances. Now here's what
you do that and I get mine into loose.
Yeah, you've just gotten yours into loose formation. And now the thing...
And then I put them back into that formation.
Yep, that's great. So the thing I'm now the most worried about is the fact that he has cavalry as outriders. And that cavalry is going to stumble upon the Galloglyke. And the Galloglyke would win. Probably win very well with very few casualties, but still. I don't want them to find it out, so I send my horse boys over here to do some harassment on them. And I am doing my best to keep them from...
Oh, and they get their snipes off on those 3 Huskarls.
Yep. And now it's down to 2 Huskarls. And he's really mad with the skirmisher calf. He doesn't like it at all. But then there's one. And then he dies too, so I've just destroyed it. He's the first one of his units that's been destroyed this battle, which doesn't bode well for us. But now my horse boys are going back down to try to keep harassing his Huskarls.
We only lost 3 units.
Yeah. I mean,
they're all pretty bad, though.
Yeah. We kept the majority of our good units alive. And now, because Brian liked to have darts, been thrown right before the charge of his axeman hit, kind of like Romans in a way. I got to bring the Daisy Javelin men, and the thing about those guys is their melee stat is pretty high.
Especially for just having a kilt.
Yeah. Their defense is super high. And they'll stand up to a charge, which is kind of cool and funny. Because I know...
And they have big clubs, too.
I know some people, they like to underestimate the javelin men and just try to charge them with their infantry, and when your infantry starts breaking, it's kind of funny. So I have 2 of these horse boys still up, and they are going in for more harassment because I am not going to let him get a break. However, the diversion did what it was supposed to do. It led his troops away from my Galloglyke. He starts moving them back that way, but I know they won't get there in time to really stop it. And I start bringing his my javelin in to try to kill his general. His general's on the side. His general's charging us, and then they break. I was very upset. So we're in the final 5,000 frames of the battle. What can happen in
And it basically just started.
I know. What can happen in 5,000 pictures?
Yes.
Many things, apparently. So, we did have one other cavalry unit, which is the Ritter, or that's what I'm going to call them. Rider? I don't know. Ridery? I don't... Whatever. Ritter. And they're pretty much a heavy cavalry unit. So they're pretty good, and I am not going to let him find those Gallic. So I am charging my general into his Huskarls.
It's Redire.
Yeah, Ritter. And he doesn't actually kill a lot of my troops. I noticed his friendly fire. He's actually getting a lot of friendly fire. And, yeah. So now he's trying to flank with Viking Raiders, but the Viking Raiders... Axes and shields don't do that well against cavalry. So I cannot let him find my Gallic. I have to let the main line engage. He's starting to break troops off because he knows that this...
I think they might be pretty good because they just killed, 3 guys in 5 seconds.
But at this point, I'm trying to get my general back, and, I think my guys have been given enough time. It's time for the Gallic to go. They even got discovered one unit, so it's time for... They haven't charged yet. Oh, there they go.
The javelins are beating up the Scarls.
I know. The javelins are completely wrecked.
They're just like, what's wrong? Are they going to throw again?
I don't know. My cavalry ran through them. Wait, are they going to throw again?
That one guy just got pushed super far back. That guy threw.
Oh, yeah, that one guy.
They didn't all throw. This is no derpy. This is how fighting actually goes, everyone. And then there's that one Gallic in the middle, just like, hello, I am hurting people. Oh, there's another one.
Oh, there's 2 Gallic. Oh, there's 3 of them in the middle. Oh, 2 of them died. Now it's just those. Oh, and he got died. Yeah, but these freaking javelin men are carrying these giant trees with them. So along the line, we're pretty much winning. The Huskarls were pretty trash in this battle against 2 units.
The javelins could easily beat the Viking Raiders on their own.
Oh, they could easily. It's not even a competition. And then
the general ran into the Huskar, the Gallic.
Gallic. And, yeah, now he's starting to break.
Gully.
So his army is completely routing using actual tactics from a real battle.
Hey, look, my force is doing perfectly fine.
I know, you're one guy.
They're getting up some Viking Raiders.
So I was thinking, if this worked so well for us this time, what if we were to try this on regular multiplayer?
This would be so interesting.
I know, I'm really tempted to try that. Would you help?
I don't know. Well,
we could do a 2.
That was amazing. That guy just took that guy, stabbed him in the stomach, kicked him down to his knees, and then chopped his head off. That was perfect.
I think, yeah, I like that one. I'm just looking at the kill moves. Would you be interested in attempting an ambush battle against people?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Although I just have a bigger force.
Yeah, you probably will. I was thinking what we're going to do is we'd have to put, so together with a nearly full army, we'd have about 40 people. So we could put 10 in the trees and then have a main force of, 30.
They're in the trees.
5 on each side. Or we're going to have to find a map that gives us ambush. But at this point, the enemy are getting destroyed, except for their archers. And
because the general's dead.
Menoth admitted defeat.
After they broke.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I had nothing left. Like,
Yeah.
what was I gonna do? I don't have a general, I have one unit of 30 heavy infantry that are broken.
Yep.
What am I gonna do?
Now they're permanently broken. But here's where I actually get worried, because he starts... So you left, you didn't see this part, but he actually starts beating me. Like, the fight against the archers was not going well, and he started beating me up here on your side, where your troops were. And I got worried for a second.
You would work.
I did not like this. Because he had archers in the back, and they were just shooting, and then he had some units of Viking raiders up at the top that were managing to beat the Gallic. Like, so here's where it starts to get worrying. And my general is still continuing to fight. My general hasn't died yet. By the way, none of the names in the in results of the battle will be pretty much like anything. There's no Ivar. There's no freaking Ivar name. You get to name the captains you use, and there's no name called Ivar. Like, seriously, game? You're making a Norwegian thing without Ivar. I was upset.
Here's that my last unit has gotten tired. Look, they're running away right next to those Huskarls. They're like, who can get away first?
My Gallic managed to beat the Viking raiders and are coming to join down, but the fact is, he was just skirmishing everyone to death. And over here, we started turning the tide around against these Viking raiders. The JC Javelin and really are what turned it around over there. But I don't know if we would have won if it wasn't for that area over there. And yes, I'm spoiling the battle now. We did win. My general got in behind and broke the stalemate.
I actually didn't know what happened because I had to go.
Yeah, he didn't. He had to go, so he admitted defeat and just... Well, it was also good that he didn't really have anything left. So, pretty much it passed the part where you saw a player admitted defeat. He has no clue what happened. But here I am, and I'm still charging these guys.
And spoiling everything.
And spoiling everything! Yes, the tide is turning slowly. However, defeat seems certain. You know how annoying it is when you're at the end of a battle?
That was an amazing charge.
Yeah.
I just broke that unit. 2 units, actually.
Yep. And that's that from them. Well, until they come back 10 seconds later, because, you know, there's so many of them.
I feel like that Dire unit is probably pretty good, considering they have maces.
Yeah, they are. They have armor piercing,
I don't know
I think.
what axes do that kind of thing.
But I was really not wanting to have to
Holy
come back.
crap, they just... Are you watching them wipe out this unit?
The one that they're chasing, the Dire. I'm watching them just follow a unit and managing to kill
guys.
like 3 people at a time.
They're just like stab, stab, kill, cut, 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 murder, murder, murder.
I was not wanting to have those guys come back. And his archers are finally about to get wrecked by some Gallic and then his
the Gallic are like, whatcha?
Yeah. And the JC Javelin still have javelins. And
they're like,
we win. It was a very close battle. I think any small amount of town guard would be able to hold out against this army.
We actually lost more troops than them.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not showing me the results. What were the results?
Either. I'm saying that the balance of power.
Oh.
We lost 88%. They lost only 85%.
Yeah, but there were less of us, which means more of them be killed. Plus, a lot of
Yeah.
his army is getting away. Anyway,
That is true.
guys,
They're retreating.
guess this is it for the battle. I'm thinking I want to try to get some footage of working ambush battles. I want to see if they're possible in multiplayer. It'd be interesting to see if people will fall for the traps. What if we were to get an army that consisted of skirmishing cav and heavy infantry like this one was? Imagine how cool that'd be to try to use kind of the same tactics as this battle. But anyway, guys, you already know, plus subscribe and 50 subs. I want fame. No comment, okay?
Yes. I'm trying to close this stupid thing because it won't let you close it through that because it's dumb.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, remember to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me if you would like to see some ambush battles attempted in regular multiplayer. And Mithyc out.